Hello and welcome to my urban garden. This video is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to be talking about bad weather gardening and also some things related to those of us who have been suffering recently from natural disasters. So I have some footage here of my garden just as a walkthrough from the last hailstorm, also from Hurricane Beryl. I am in Central Texas, which is Zone 9A. I'm in the Austin area, and Hurricane Beryl did not really treat us very badly. We had 2 days of intense rain, and I was away at the time. And, some of the hailstorms that have happened through Central Texas and Oklahoma also had impacted my garden, particularly my three sisters' garden, where I was growing corn, squash, and beans. But on the upside is our home is okay, our neighbors are okay, everyone is safe, but some of our neighbors to the east, this last hurricane, are still suffering with some severe power outages. But what this severe weather has made me do was to think and to plan how I will prepare for it in the future. Typically, when I know that there's going to be a large rain event, I always harvest beforehand, even if my vegetables are not completely ripe and ready. That way, I can make sure that I don't get any cracking, splitting, or rot from too much moisture. But parts of my yard that are prone to flooding, our plan is to make some perennial beds and do some hills and swales, like just a way to help to manage that water that we get in that area, maybe hill up some perennial plants and flowers, and then so that water can better be utilized by a perennial food forest. Another thing that we plan on doing is, of course, installing some more drainage because these severe weather events seem to be happening a lot more often than I remember it in the past. We've been in Central Texas since 2013. And I just know that these severe weather incidences, whether freezes or heat wave or drought, just seem to be happening more often. And another thing we plan on doing is creating a better, I guess, disaster management plan, keeping more um, shelf stable foods on hand, really upping our game as far as backup electricity and generators. We recently got our fireplace redone and revamped in preparation for the next freeze, if there will be another freeze. More things like greenhouse fabric, and greenhouse heaters, even though we're in zone 9 and that was not typically something gardeners would do, to more efficient generators. I do know that we have a few gas generators, one older one newer one. But if I'm seeing that food is getting harder to get a hold of, water is getting harder to get a hold of, I'm starting to think gas might be too, and we may start looking into a solar generator. Now, some of the things I'm hearing are great because I'm seeing how the community is coming together. We're helping each other with cleanup, um, giving space to your neighbors and your trash cans, or my husband with a truck running to the dump for some of our neighbors who've had downed trees or um, had flooded garages and they need to throw things away. But I'm also hearing some things that are a little bit discouraging and very judgmental. Um, you know, in Austin and Houston, we are now dealing with more transplants than natives. And I was a transplant, when I got out of the military. When we got out of the military, we were technically transplants. So you have a lot of people who may be not really familiar with disaster preparation. They just, because they're not from here. And so I would like for people to extend that compassion. Also, we have a lot of corporate rentals, and some people think that's a good thing. I have never thought of that as a good thing, but when you have landlords that are not people, they are corporations, they are not sometimes located here in Texas. Sometimes they're not even located in this country. And when disasters happen, they are very slow to file claims, to have out insurance adjusters, to contact municipalities to get cleanup, to so they often don't treat their residents with the respect, their rent paying residents with the respect that they deserve. So let's have a little bit more compassion for our brothers and sisters who are renting. Okay. I mean, we're still all a family. Um, yes, I am a homeowner, but I also have compassion for people who can't contact their landlord because their landlord is some faceless corporation and they're just talking to voicemails and sending emails into the abyss while their families are out electricity during the hottest time of year. So we're going to be cleaning up and we're going to see what we can donate as far as fans. We just had a home renovation, so we have old ceiling fans and old home fans that possibly could be donated to people. And um, I can't tell which people, which charity deserve their money or deserve their goods. Definitely do your own research because some people have different issues, but having gone through a home renovation, knowing that there are people who could use your older building supplies or materials, old cabinets and old fixtures, to help them recover and repair. I just want to encourage us all to just look at our brothers and sisters in compassion. If you do have excess produce that you've had to harvest and you won't be able to eat it, because that's what I did, I donated it to a local food bank, because I knew we'd be on vacation and we were not going to be able to eat those things. I would give some to my neighbors who are, I know, are senior citizens on a fixed income. So this is just time to be compassionate towards others as we recover our gardens and recover our communities. Thanks for joining me in my urban garden. And remember, there's always room to grow.